going to go over personal credit scores, scoring charts, how to establish your personal credit, how to establish your business credit. We'll touch on loans versus lines of credit, line of credit, programs, requirements, resources, and so forth. A little bit about myself. I'm originally from Chicago, and I love my White Castles, and I miss them dearly.
Yes.
And the ones that are frozen are so-so, but there's nothing like getting them hot off the grill, you know. So I came here, I attended Morris Brown College, and when I finished, I knew I wasn't going back to Chicago because there was too much snow and ice, so I said I'd stay here. And it's extremely cold, extremely cold. Now, how I got into what I'm doing now, once upon a time, I was almost flat on my back with my business. I was doing printing at the time. I had no money. My scores were low and so forth. So I called SCORE Atlanta, which is the service corps of retired executives, and they work along with SBA, Small Business Administration. So I called SCORE and I asked them, I said, well, is there anyone out here that are doing like, you know, small loans or anything like that? And the guy said, well, I can't think of nobody, but there is this place called Innovative Bank. They just kind of came in town, so you may want to check them out. So I went to the Innovative Bank seminar, and I eventually managed to I got a little $5,000 loan, and the guy that was doing the presentations, he was from Maryland. So he would come to Atlanta twice a month and do seminars in the library. And he would drive down. So I asked him, I said, Ted, why do you drive down instead of flying? He said, well, I'm terrified to fly. I said, Ted, I could probably do 8 to 10 meetings a month versus what you're doing. I could triple what you're doing. So he interviewed me and interviewed one other young lady. He chose me. I wound up doing at least 8 to 10 seminars a month. I was doing them in rec centers, wherever I could find something. And I was on the bus doing it. And my friends were asking me, they said, well, Marvin, you're not really making any money. Why are you doing this? But it was the knowledge that I got. And the knowledge is priceless, okay? Knowledge and experiences is priceless. And I had my best year in 2007. I was 6 figures then. And I wanted to look at those friends that were telling me, oh man, you're wasting your time and so forth. So when I was doing Innovative Bank, when I was working with Innovative Bank, I was the Georgia area manager. Innovative Bank introduced the SBA Community Express Loan Program. When they introduced this program, these were loans in increments of $5,000, $10,000, $15,000, which was really unheard of for an SBA product. Eventually, larger banks like Bank of America and SunTrust were doing Community Express loans in increments of $50,000, $100,000, $150,000. I single-handedly took that bank to number 3 in the state of Georgia for 2 straight years. I was only behind Bank of America and SunTrust in terms of number of loans done. So they got bought out by a Japanese firm. And so I said, well, I already know all the bankers. I know their requirements, what their needs are. I said, I'll just do this on my own. So this is how I wound up here, where I'm at now. Now, which one are you? Some days I feel like an entrepreneur. Some days you feel like an entrepreneur, you know. But you really have to find a way to fire yourself up all the time. You have to get up in the morning. Take a good hot shower. Put on some clothes, get out your night clothes, you know, and say, okay, I'm ready to go make this happen, you know. And you're getting on that phone or you already made those appointments or whatever you got to do. So you got to fire yourself up. You know, a lot of people, it's not easy being an entrepreneur, you know. But once you get it going, you know, it's limitless. But you got to stick with it and fight through the bad times to get to the good times, okay? I'm going to talk about personal credit scores. FICO, which is the Fair Isaac Company, that was founded back in 1956. They measure consumer credit risk, and it consists of 5 elements, which is 35% consists of past payment history, which is very important, 30% credit use, 15% consists of length of credit history, and then 10% types of accounts. And examples can be like bank cards, department store cards, which are normally better than those finance company cards. And 10% are inquiries. So personal credit scores, they range anywhere from 300 to 850. Scores ranging from 680 to 719 are considered good. Generally, scores of 720 or more are considered excellent. I'll say now generally scores of 730 or more are considered excellent. Okay? And this is just a chart just breaking it down. So the big three are, past payment history. Do you pay on time? Do you pay more than agreed? 30% is credit use. And when I say credit use, your balances should be 30% of your limits. So if you have a $1,000 credit card, your balance should be no more than $300, which is 30%. And they look at that closely. That's how they score you. And also keep a balance on your accounts, on the revolving accounts. Don't worry, I'm not speaking in terms of the mortgages or cars, but revolving credit cards, keep a balance, because if you pay it off to zero, when they score you at the end of the month, it's almost like that account doesn't exist. It doesn't even count. And it's kind of backwards, because a lot of people think, oh, I pay it off to zero, hey, I'm in good shape. No, keep a little balance on there. Otherwise, they don't even look at it hard. I mean, it's like it's not there, okay? So I just want to make sure I threw that in. Now, how to establish personal credit. If you don't have any credit, you can start out by applying for, credit cards at places like Staples or Walmart, BJ's, Target, Big Lots. I suggest trying to keep at least 4 to 5 revolving lines active, or a bare minimum of 3. And again, never pay your accounts down to zero, because then it really doesn't register with the major credit bureaus, which are Equifax. Equifax is based here in Atlanta. Experian is based in Texas, and TransUnion is based in Connecticut. Probably say 99% of the banks here use Equifax. Some of them use all 3, but for the most part, they'll choose one to use. Okay. Now, if a company is not reporting your information accurately, you can contact that company directly. Clark Howard is an excellent source. You see him on Channel 2 a lot. Better Business Bureau or your state consumer rights office is a good source. And then when you're trying to determine what your credit score is, there's a lot of companies out here that offer credit score services. I suggest going straight to the source. Go to Equifax.com, Experian.com, TransUnion.com. That way you know exactly what your credit score is, okay? And I put this on here. Beginning July 1st, 2017, tax liens and judgments no longer count against your credit score with the 3 bureaus. It'll still show up on your credit report, but it won't count in the calculation of your score. And they started this last year.